Welcome to our monthly training video for JTECH Medical's North Star software. This month's tip is going to be for your report creation and generation. When you are sending out the data from your North Star software, you want to have your information on it so that people know who provided them with such an awesome, excellent report. There are two ways for that cover page info, for that provider info to appear on your printouts. The first way is in the settings menu for the default provider. I'm going to click on the wrench icon to get into settings. Over on the left-hand side, you'll see there is a default provider button most of the way down that left-hand side there. When you click on default provider, you're going to be given some options for any of this text that you want to appear on your cover page. And it's all optional. Nothing is specifically required, but it can include things like the contact name, the company, the address, phone number, and so on. You can also select a logo from any image files that you've got on your computer. You can kind of browse and find those as you need them, and that information will appear on your printout if you have not selected a provider from your visit record for that day. I'll show you what I mean by that. The other way that you can select from a list of specific providers that you can curate is to begin to enter in some patient information. So you may know that your patient records are found here, and you may have a list of all of the different people that you've got here. So for example, if we go to John Q. Public, we can add a new visit for John Q. Public for that day. And you may not have noticed, but anytime you add a visit, of course, you can specify the kind of visit, the name of the visit, etc. But down below, we've got this item called care providers. And you can maintain a list of discrete specific care providers by adding them, hitting the plus icon. And you can actually create a number of different care providers who can all have their own special information. That way you can have different businesses, different cover pages, different information that might show up differently when you select different care providers. So if we add in, let's say, Dr. Beat, for those of you who are fans of Miami Sound Machine, and you can add in all of these extra things, companies, phone numbers, etc. You can even specify a logo. That record then becomes a care provider that you can select from a list here. The default provider that I showed you at the beginning, that's what will appear if no care provider is selected. But if you have a specific discrete care provider selected from your list, there they will appear, and that is the information that will appear on your cover page when you go to print it. So you can see that when you go to generate a report, and you'll just want to make sure that the cover page is selected for printing. I'm going to do a report that is only a cover page. And it will open up in your best available word processor, and it will show you the cover information that you've just created. And that is our tip for today. Cover page is done by way of care provider, either the default care provider in your settings menu, or by selecting a discrete care provider on the visit. Thanks very much. That's your tip for this week.